Hopefully it lets me start a new playthrough. Yeah, new game. It would literally be perfect. I mean, it's not that dark out, but it makes it look really dark in the stream. Well, whatever. No need for a horror atmosphere anymore, at least. Considering I'm playing this. I still don't really fully know what this is even about, but it seemed interesting enough. Fez was a pain in the ass. Five Nights. FNAF wasn't really gonna work. I'm pretty sure my Steam Deck's dead. I'm not waiting for it to charge. Fez was literally taking up the entire space, and I think Stickman is funny and stuff, but there's not much to even talk about. And I don't think I would really have the energy to even laugh at the stupid humor. I think probably better if I was in a better mood. I'm not in a bad mood, I'm just kind of tired. Let me turn on the light real quick. Okay. As far as I know, this game is about a scientist on another planet, and you're like an AI guiding her. Pretty sure, from what I'm seeing on the cover art on Steam, anyways, guiding her through, getting her resources and stuff. But it seems like it's not. It seems like one of those games that has like a twist. It's like more philosophical, like horror, psychological type of stuff. Like, what does it mean to be human? It feels like kind of a near automata type of situation. Like, seems pretty simple, and then it like starts going really deep. Especially with the way it's formatted, where you can't really see her, or you can't really see yourself as the AI, and you're forced to make choices. Pretty sure you're able to like lie to her and stuff. So we'll see. Maybe it's just a chill game, but yeah, no, I literally played 4 minutes. So let's just restart. I don't even remember. It was like 4 months ago. Bikel exoplanet extraction. Interesting. This one seems like it'd be actually interesting. Fez is cool, but it doesn't really have any dialogue that I remember. Played it like 3 or 4 years ago. I only played like 2 hours. I barely got anywhere in the game, but it's a cool game. I do want to stream it, but I don't really have the patience to deal with the shenanigans it was fucking giving me. Oh, I'm almost roadie. I know that. Okay, it's not showing up for me here. Let me reload my, refresh my stuff, make sure everything's going good. Okay, audio seems fine still. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Error detected. Rebuilding memory. Log recovered. Covering last known log recovered, date 2000 2189. User and sensorium disabled. There isn't any time left. This could be more restrictive than you're used to, but you are resourceful. I know you. Sorry, Oki. But I can't let them find you. I can't lose everything we achieved here. Something is something. User disconnected. Let me get my cam and make it a bit smaller. Okay. Interesting. Hello? Someone there? This is Dr. Ellery Vass. I urgently need all systems of the suit activating. I've been locked out, and I'm 20 meters below the surface here. I wonder what happens when I say again, this is Dr. Ellery Vass. Can any operator personas in this suit please respond? Like, I can choose to say yes or no. Alright, good. Operator, activate all systems. Pilot authorization granted. I don't like the timing aspect of it. It's kind of annoying. I guess it's to kind of freak you out. Like, that's the entire purpose. It's like, oh, you only have a couple seconds to read what she's saying. But, like, kind of pisses me off a little bit. Okay, let's do power first. Power panels activating. Plenty of juice. Oxygen panels up and rebreather functioning. I'm off reserve oxygen now. Okay, utilities available. Let's see. Sampling, sample storage, terminal, and fuel seem to be installed. Heading. Come on. I'm seeing the heading panel coming online. Excellent. I hope they at least give me like a log so I can read stuff that I might miss. Okay, good. The dive panel's active. Current reading of 20 meters. Scan and topography readouts coming through. Looking good. We still have no idea where the heck we are. You don't seem to know what you're doing. You're not an operator, are you? Wait, would this be no, I'm not an operator, or yes, I am not an operator? Okay. Then what are you? Why are you installed in this suit? Help me out here. So we're part of an AI system. Usually it would be a human person helping. Knew there was something strange about the suit when I got inside. It looked decades old. Look, we don't have time for this. So whatever programmer system you are, I need you to work with me. You seem to respond to voice commands, so that's a start. We need to head north. You need to head north. I mean, I don't need to help you. I'll explain once we get going, but right now I'm locked out of half the systems of this suit. Someone somehow has rewritten permissions to only respond to internal messaging. That means you. It's like I literally control everything. So if I want to like turn off her oxygen or some shit. She literally can't move. So I'm going to need you to take control. Let's get moving. Take me north into the reef. Please. Okay, Southern Gully feature observations. Deep rock walls rise up toward the surface on either side. The floor is layered with pale sand. I don't know what the fuck any of this is. Okay. Simple enough, I guess. Good. Whatever you're doing, it's working. Let's keep heading north. Okay, so it's just marking specific landmarks and discernible features of the what do we call it, environment, I guess, the layout, the landscape, and we go there. Now, past feature observations. A boulder fills the passage, blocking the warm light of Gliese 667 CC's 3 stars. Gully opening. Here the passage opens out back into the dappled light of the reef's shallows. So she's underwater right now. Soft currents. Softly flowing waters filled with glittering particles of organic matter. Signs of rich and thriving life all around. Right, that's where we were. And that's where we are. So far, this is simple enough. Okay, look, in the water, those spores, the stalks to the west, they look like huge fungi. This is unbelievable. Actual alien life. How could Minnie have kept this place a secret? I saw her notes at the base when I landed, and some telltale signs on approach, but here it is. The first extraterrestrial life humanity has ever discovered. I can't believe it. I mean, you better. Bed of stalks, creature. Fungal creature made up of a series of stalks. These stalks are beautiful. I wonder how they feed, how they grow, how they communicate. Stalks and plates attached to the rock, color ranges from dark amber to acid yellow. This place, this planet, needs to be studied. Keeps getting creatures and I'll keep notes. Once we've gathered enough data, I can name and log each species. No matter what happens here, this is vital work. This creature's external membrane appears to be made of layers of chitin, like Earth's arthropods or fungi. Do fungi have chitin? Chitin is like a lobster shell. It's the hard. It's what makes it hard. I'm pretty sure fungi do not have chitin. Like they're soft and squishy. What is it talking about? Strange stalks. Beds of these creatures coat the pale rock. Are these plants or animals? They are unlike any earth coral or sponge. What were those creatures? They're hidden among the stalks. Quickly try to get a scan. Okay. Agile creature, striped with luminous colors. These flexible, flapping creatures move rapidly through the water with little effort. These are such lively creatures and so colorful too. Start logging my observations. I'm seeing complex. Who's saying? Oh, I guess that's her. Yeah, EV, Ellery Voss. Okay, that's her. Seeing a complex pattern of contracting and expanding slits in this stalk's membrane. Mouths or sensing organs. The colonies are producing a shifting hum. Perhaps it is a form of communication between individuals. The stalks here are furred with spores which appear to have drifted down from the northern part of the reef. These creatures appear to maneuver with a series of siphon jets. Concealed beneath their folded mantles, they are incredibly fast. Projected by the ridges from the mountain. I don't know, I said mountain. Projected by the ridges from the strong northern currents, this could be a safe haven for younger, softer species. Seeing spores entering and exiting the slits on the surface of the stalk, something is being exchanged. Flitting around the reef, these creatures chase stalk spores with great enthusiasm. Is it their primary food source? Come on. Trying to click with only one hand is kind of annoying. These creatures aggressively pursue certain spores but ignore others completely. Damn it. Can they detect differences in mineral content? Among these spore-clogged stalks or piles of small stones, could creature have gathered them here or just the currents? Sample candidate. Interesting. If stalks are covered in spores of all sizes, perhaps we can sample one of the larger ones. Sure, I guess. In position, you'll have to take the sample, open the sampling unit. Fungal seed. 5% fungal. Got one. Biological samples are vital tools for analyzing and understanding creatures. But this suit should also allow you to deploy any sample back into the ocean. How about you test it out? Hold and drag it over to the central compass. A stalk spore containing a complex cocktail of minerals and compounds. Great, that's working as it should. Look, these creatures are coming for the spores. Why these ones in particular, I wonder? Perhaps different spores carry different compounds, each with a specific purpose or message. What do you think? Will the spores be a different way of communicating between different colonies? I guess they could have different pheromones and stuff. Isn't that strange? Fungi and Earth form networks of exchange. Maybe these stalks do the same. Anyway, sorry, I'm not sure why. Let's keep moving. Colonies seem to be broken up into individual patches and then larger groups over a wide area. Salient clearing. What is it that dictates the reef's growth patterns? Sunlight? The flow of water? Whatever it is, it must be absent here. Okay, well, it's about to start the ad, so I'll just run it real quick. This is definitely interesting. Perfect. Form a creature which communicate through. Uploading my initial notes. Let's call these reef stocks. Classify the species in the lab. Which communicate through sound and spores. An interlocking ecosystem seated across the reef. This huge rock sits among layers of lichen. Could it have been thrown here during a volcanically active period in the planet's history? I don't know exactly where we're trying to go. I mean, I was kind of assuming we're going up. Spores from the main part of the reef are brought into the southern nurseries here by a steady current. Let me go down first, just to see. Is this all the same stuff? Okay, cool. And I can't go to those, so yeah, it's telling me to go up. I don't really like when there's like 10,000 different paths and only like one is the true path. It's kind of just a pain in the ass. Like, let me just tell me exactly where the secrets are. Well, not exactly where, because then they're not secrets, but like, give me a general idea. Like, hey, this is clearly not the right way to go if you want progress. This is just a collectible. This is just some lore. If I want it, then I can. Hey, can I ask you something? Worked with AI programs before, but you aren't like them. They're predictable, programmatic, dull. Their intelligence allows them to log and process data, that's all. But you are different. I feel like you are alive. Do you understand what I'm saying? Then you are different. I'm glad I'm not just imagining it. But what are you? And what are you doing in this suit? But like, yeah, no, like if you want secrets, you know, it's not super obvious, you might accidentally go down the progress path and then be locked out and have to restart the entire game or restart the level depending on how generous the devs are. You know, and if you want progress, you might accidentally end up going down like 1,000 corridors of secrets, getting collectibles and potions and little items you don't really want. So it's like when it's actually clearly marked. Not like, hey, secret down this way, but like, I don't know, something, make the path shorter, or like have an NPC there tell you, like, I heard there's a thing down there somewhere. You know, something that makes it clear, like, hey, this is just side content if you want it, and this is the way to go. And so it's just the biggest pain in the ass when you accidentally go down progress and then you can't go back. You're trying to get all the collectibles or something. I don't know. Stuff like that just kind of bugs me. I've seen it in a couple games, and it's just like, you could communicate that. Just it doesn't have to be like a glaring sign. You can be subtle about it. Just tell me, hey, this isn't really important if you just want to beat the game. Which a lot of people just want to beat the game. And a decent amount of people just want secrets and collectibles and stuff, especially in games where there's a lot of those. I feel like it'd be kind of pertinent to say, hey, that's why I like stuff like Celeste, where like the collectibles are more. First of all, it has plenty of checkpoints. Plenty of checkpoints. But then it's also kind of obvious once you play the game enough where the paths to get strawberries are. And then it's not really about finding the secret, it's about getting to the secret. Like, you actually need to have the skill. A lot of games, it's just once you get to that point, you got the collectible. but Celeste is more about testing your mastery of the actual mechanics to be able to get the strawberries. So even if you find where the strawberry is, you're not necessarily going to be able to get it. Versus other games where it's more about finding where the collectible is, and then once you found the secret room, you get it right away. Which I find with secrets too, but it's a bit more annoying because they make it more annoying to find. You might miss it, and it's like a pain in the ass. Because in Celeste, it's pretty easy and obvious to find them. Though some are hidden. But it doesn't feel like... It feels like less of a scavenger hunt all the time. I don't know. That's just my preference, I guess. Anyways. Yapping again. Northern current. Current running into the reef flows here, but further north, the water whips down the rift with incredible speed. And this is why I like games like this, because I can just yap and talk about interesting stuff. Well, stuff I find interesting, at least. There's no guarantee everybody finds it interesting. Long rift. Like, just something for me to chew on, like, not just here playing the game and then that's it. I do actually find this kind of interesting. And seeing what they're setting up with the AI and her on this planet seemingly alone. And I assume they're probably going to touch on her loneliness and, like, she's kind of by herself with no humans. Her crew might be fucking dead, for all we know. What kind of name is Hello French? Oh wow, we're getting a lot of bots. 2 in a row, that's fun. Wide and long with sheer rock walls on either side, this deep rift channels unpredictable currents. And then overgrown arch. This arch is covered. Why do I keep saying the wrong words? Covered in hardened stalks. Perhaps a slow current passing through brought their spores to settle here. Let me go here first. A strong current. Flood the spores. This water runs fast and hard. The suit can't push any further north here without better propulsion. Okay. So that's like straight up just telling me, hey, you can't go there. I appreciate that. Large stalk, static creature, made up of one huge flexible stalk. These huge stalks are incredible, each one a vertical ecosystem. They are leaking spores into the water as the fruiting bodies attach to their skin bloom. Unclear if swaying is due to current or is produced by the stalk's own body. Many of these stalks are leaking particles into the water as they sway, or those spores are something else. Large growths. These larger stalks sway all around this basin. They almost resemble branchless trees bending in a storm. The audio design is very good. Like just the sound of the water and all the different things. Did you see that? Stalks responded to our movement. They extended as we passed through the arch. Perhaps it was the sound we made when we moved through. We should be careful not to get trapped here. The suit's power capacity is limited. They haven't been hostile yet, but we don't know what they might be able to do. Shelled creature. These creatures have such beautiful translucent shells. We start logging data on them as we find them. Mobile creatures with a large translucent shell and forthcoming appendages which it uses in a rapid rowing motion. The chitin of the stalk's membrane is very hard, but the flexibility is given by a surface of overlapping plates. Feeding grounds. There's a lot of activity among the rocks ahead. Creatures are grazing on and living among the stalks, forming a complex ecosystem. Look over to the southwest. That stalk is totally calcified. Looks like a good sample candidate. Plates of the stalk surface, passing over one another, must be producing the distinctive hum. Oh, come on. Keeps fucking doing that. The distinctive hum that can be heard. These creatures must be related to the other stalks on the reef, but seem to have a separate purpose to the lower beds. It's safe to assume that the singing of these stalks relates to the communication between colonies seen elsewhere on the reef. Calcified stalk. The shoot stalk is totally still, its plates hardened into a rocky shelf. Can it be revived, or is this what death looks like here? Forest path. The growth gets heavier as we travel north into the stalk forest. Something about giving it that name makes it feel safer, more familiar. Okay, let's get this sample. Let's see. The stalk looks dead. Open up the sampling panel and we can extract some of the outer membrane. There's a lot of dead material here, so we should be able to take multiple samples. Fungal 15%. Rather than the... Okay, so the Titan appears to be hardened with calcium carbonate. That could be useful if we need to boost our power. The suit is able to metabolize organic compounds to produce fuel, just drag them to the power panel. Power was... Suit displays how much oxygen or power each sample can produce. No point in wasting important samples. Power was... With these, we can keep one sample so we can analyze it back on the base and use the other for a power boost. Power was this, right? Interesting. Sing stock. Large stock which sway. Rename these sing stocks for that strange hum they produce. What is its precise function, I wonder? Which sway producing a distinctive hum or groan. Part of the network of stocks which is found across the reef. I do wonder what those black dots that keep floating around the interface are. Going past. The space between the rocks here is thick with stalks. The elaborate patterns they trace across the reef are beautiful. The relationship between these creatures and the stalks is unclear, but they camouflage themselves among the amber colonies. Bear Canyon. The rocks here are clear of stalks and other growths. Is their absence a territorial marker or just a side effect of the condition of these waters? Let me go back. And that's the thing, I don't know. Fuck it, let me go back. There was that forest place. I just wanted to make sure. I figured with it saying it gets heavier that I wouldn't really be able to go there, but I just wanted to make sure. I'd always be wondering if. And it did show, and it shows the. Like it shows a regular circle as one that we've been to before. Well, a circle is probably just one that we can go to, the next available one. And then it had an X, I did notice before I went there. Assuming that means blocked. And probably the filled out ones are the ones that are already fully gathered data. Okay, and that's what the black dots are, the ones that I've already scanned. Cavern edge. A large cavern drops down into the reef here. Its entrance is shadowed by the surrounding rocks. Southern cavern. The water is still in the yawning entrance to the cavern. There are no signs of stocks or other reef life around the entrance. It's kind of making me a bit nervous. Descent possible. Stock patches. Patchy sunlight coming through the broken cabin roof is enough to allow stalks to grow here. That is what they require. Tall stalk. The tall bubble-coated stalk which sits among. These tall stalks seem to watch over the smaller colonies. I'll start logging notes. Which sits among reef stalk colonies covered in wide irising pores. Glittering stalk. Soft sunlight spills down onto a long, thick stalk, stretching toward the light. A coating of large glassy bubbles glitters on its skin. I'm not sure it could be called skin necessarily, but I guess I get what she's saying. %, signal. It's gaseous. Bubbles are intriguing. Interior gas is at an elevated pressure. If the membrane ruptured, the sac would screech as it depressurized. Is this part of the stock communication system you're seeing across the reef? Wait, I have an idea. Try deploying one by that blocked tunnel over there. I want to see how the stocks react. Just drag one over. Clogged tunnel. Stocks mesh across the cavern here, hardened into near solid wall of tubes and plates. Spherical gas-filled membrane produced by stocks. Okay. They retracted. These bubbles must be some kind of signal system. I'll call them shrill sacs for that. Shrill sacs for that squeak. Can use these to get through the heavy growth ahead. Let's get moving. inclined corner. These cabins curve. The cabin curves away in both directions here. It's hard to see the way ahead. That's fun. So I guess you're wondering where we're heading. There's a way station just north of here on a finger of this reef. I want to find it. I should have touched down just hours ago at a floating research base to the south. That's where I found this suit. I'm here looking for Dr. Mine Nomura, chasing a message all the way from Earth. I must sound mad coming out here to a planet in the tail of Scorpius just to follow a message. Wait, you do know where we are, don't you? Not really. But how? You are in Gliese 667cc, a supposedly unremarkable world if it wasn't for all this life. Somehow the exoplanet extraction core must have passed it by. How did Minnie know to come here? Is that why she contacted me? To verify her discovery? But then where is she? Look, it's found that way station. Then I can start piecing together what's going on. I have a feeling she's dead. I don't want it to be true, but it's just kind of how these games go most of the time. Thin passage, cavern narrows here, and small eddies of water twirl in the slit. Come on, stop with this bullshit. This has been very interesting. I'm glad I decided to stream this instead of anything else. A current can be felt drifting through the cavern entrance, bringing with it warm clouds of silt. I'm pretty sure silt is like clay. I'm pretty sure. Let me make sure. Because I've heard that before. Pretty sure it's like natural clay. Let me confirm. Yep. Granular material of a size between sand and clay and composed. Well, not really clay, but like it's dirt. Yeah, so just broken grains of quartz. But it has a clay, sandy like texture. I mean, clay itself is just rock, so it's not really that off. Okay, guess we're going up. Tall stock. Stalks of this kind seem to produce different bubbles depending on the nearby stalks. They are the protectors of their colonies. Glittering stalk. This thin stalk sits among a bed of other growths, exuding bright bubbles through its pores. Can't help but feel some unseen process is shaping the growth patterns of this reef. What invisible borders am I crossing? So she just came here by herself? Like, seems a bit reckless, honestly. Even if you were following a friend, it's a bit dumb almost. Unknown planet. By yourself. I'm almost out of room. Rock outcrop. Scattered boulders and steep rifts of the southern reef suggest a violent geological past. So earthquakes then? Or rock slide? Probably closer to a rock slide. Yeah, let me go back. Let me see. If there's anything. Cause this is. There shouldn't be much else. Yeah. Okay. There's gotta be filler, little things like that where it just. There's just nothing there because if it's just straight up endless expanse of exploration, it's kind of gonna get boring at some point. Isolated stock. Unlike the other specimens, this large stock sits alone away from the lower beds. It is hard to tell if this is the beginning of a colony or its end. Stock passage. Stocks are more sparse between these rock outcrops. This might be the easiest path north if I can clear the way. Probably go for like 30 more minutes. Hopefully I can get to the way station and get some sort of progress. Maybe meet Dr. Minay. If she's still alive, but we'll see. Shelled creature. These creatures glide among the reef stalks with great care and precision. They appear to be grazing on them. Spore clouds. The relative calm of this basin means the water is clogged with spores released by the larger stalks. Deep forest. The stalks are so thick here, receive amber waving fingers that must be cleared before we can pass through. Let me snooze the ad for a bit here. Yeah. Oh, let me go here first. It's telling me to use. Okay, so there's two paths then. I only have. Well, no, I actually do have multiple. Now the question is, where exactly am I supposed to go? Some creatures target these tall stalks directly, perhaps because they keep them away from the other softer stalks nearby. Navigating these dense growths is like finding your way in a labyrinth, moving from clearing to clearing with little sense of what's ahead. Seems like I'm making progress. No, it seems like it's a dead end. Bubbles like huge pearls glint among the stalks. How do the tall stalks produce these strange, screeching sacs? The growth patterns of this stalk suggest a complex territorial network. Are we underestimating the complexity of these life forms? Well, it's a good thing I came here first. Oh, no, there's more to break. Never mind. Ugh. Would have honestly kind of preferred if there was nothing. So now I don't know if this is What the heck was that? They ran away from something. Hmm. I'm going to call these signal stocks for the signaling role they play in the stock ecology. A delicate set of feeding appendages seem to see beneath. Delicate set of feeding appendages beneath the creature's shell seem to scrape the outer membrane of the stalks away. Fungal creatures, which. Yeah, I already said that. Tall bubble producing stalks that protect and monitor stalk colonies. What's happening is the signal stalk is making the sound to get the shelled creatures away from the colony so they don't feed. Key part of the stock network that stretches across the reef, right? More bubble-producing stocks. Are they sentries designed for early warnings, or last-ditch defenses like colonies' core? Occasionally, when the creature scrapes the stalks too aggressively, they retract and let out a defensive sting to nearby colonies. East and west are stalks as far as the eye can see. They fade off into the slit like the towers of a miniature city. I snooze again. This isn't a forest, but it carries the atmosphere of one, being immersed in interlocking natural processes of life and death. Oh, come on. Spores from the stalk seem to be massing here in large clumps. This might be a good place to sample them. These two boulders are covered in tiny stalks, a coating of amber fur waving in the currents. Forest edge. Last line of thick stalks before the sandy plains of the central reef. Is it? Let me go back. This does seem like progress. Seems to be some tolerance for this creature's scraping of the stalks. They only warn the creature when it cuts too deeply. A large creature with translucent shell and jointed legs. Maybe these stalk scrapers, for obvious reason, shake my notes back at the base. 20 legs for swimming and feeding grazes on the membranes of reef stalks. Huh. Just go down. I mean, it's not a super slow pace, but it's a little bit. Okay. Was it down this way? I think it might have been. Yeah. Hmm. Overgrown arch. This arch is covered in hardened stalks. Perhaps a slow current passing through brought their spores to settle here. I think I might have read that already. I think this might just be where I already was. Yeah, no, because this. Yeah, no. So this was just opening. Let me just run the ad already. This was just opening the path. Okay, cool. Now I know. Cool, cool, cool. So I can go back and get the samples. There's probably not going to be any dialogue or anything, so I'll just keep going. I was like, why is it saying it's yellow when I haven't been here? I was just assuming it was like because it was already the stuff I'd read before and I had all the data. It was just saying the same stuff, but those three other stocks that I didn't get all the samples from, so interesting. Does it not kill them? Well, not really kill them, but like it doesn't take them away forever, I guess. So it just temporarily disables them so I can go through. Okay. That's good to know. It's a temporary thing and not. I guess it does show that, like, still the tiny yellow dots to show that they're not active, but probably to show that they're gonna come back eventually. And even these are back. 2 more. Is this fully grown again? Because I'm pretty sure I got this one. Oh, it's a good thing at least. Don't have to worry about running out unless I waste some. Here, sure those. What the heck? Okay. It's kind of weird. Okay. So I was running out of power then. That's it, we're through. This place is overwhelming. So many new species. This is Central Reef. I saw on Minnie's maps. It's not really how you pronounce it, but whatever. That the shelf flattens out here. Honestly, Minnie. The other one, the last name sounds Japanese, but then the first name sounds more Korean, honestly. I mean, they might be half and half, or just mixed in general, but piled stones, a set of smooth stones sitting together in a pile. Could a creature have gathered these here? Is this a nest? Go back, I'm pretty sure. Oh, did they grow back already? Did I just not? No, these definitely grew back. Damn. They grew really fast. I literally just got them. And it's like fully... I'm pretty sure that was stuff. You know, Spore Cluster was something new that I didn't get. So I'm gonna go get that. I'll just... It's not really a waste. I don't really need... Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's just... I don't really need that much. And they grow back anyways. Okay. Notice smaller spotted variants of these creatures. Another species, perhaps sexual dimorphism. These might be the males. Or children. Could be adolescent spore catcher. Agile, jet-propelled creatures with colorful mantles. I'm going to call these spore catchers as they are so eager to gather the stalk spores. Spores. Found hidden among reef stalk colonies feeding on their spores. Yeah, it's whatever. These 2 boulders are covered with tiny stalks. Right, I already read that. So yeah, it's this way that it didn't go. Rippling silt. Ripples of silt bounce sunlight back up through the water, giving it a golden glow. Man, this thing keeps fucking doing that. Shady outcrop. The water beneath this outcrop feels cool, oceanic. Soft currents scrape sand from the rock face. That was already there. This is... yeah. Okay. Center of the reef is flat and sandy, with few rocks attached to the stalks struggle to seed these waters. I feel like I'm close to something. There it is. I see the way station ahead. Okay, thank goodness. I'm starting to get a little bit tired. A way station set up by Mine Nomura Minae. It's seen better days, but it still functions beneath the coating of stocks. Okay, after whatever dialogue we have here, I'll probably wrap up. This place is looking a little worse for wear. Let me see if I can find an access port. Let me just say Mina. Mina never did take care of her equipment. Some things never change. Sorry. Give me a sec. I'm just trying to... Got it. Okay, we should be able to access any data stored here. Just open the terminal and take a look. Bluefin user. Is that what it says? Yeah. Dr. Minae Nomura. Access history cleared. Log download. Yes or no? Sync complete. Data released to pilot's console. Logs have been cleared. I expected that, given the secrecy that Mina seems to be operating under. But the map data mentions something Mina calls the bloom out across the northern rift. She's been going back and forth to something there, studying it. A unique species, perhaps? Mina, what are you doing here? Why are you keeping this discovery from the world? From me? Talking to myself again, or to whatever you are. Sorry, I don't mean let's head back to the research base. I need to think. It's like she's struggling between considering the AI living thing and a machine. This way station operational, we can call in the base's retrieval drone from the utility panel. This drone will be able to pick us up from any area we've got map data for. Oh, fast travel finally. I say finally, I've only been playing for like 30 minutes. Let's head to the base. I've got a lot to figure out. Alright, so we're finally at the base. I think we did a decent amount. Restarting, resyncing the Baikal OS, downtime 3.6 hours. Sample store. Hey, are you back online? Yes. Pretty sharp work for a biologist if I do say so myself. Hooking up that strange casing of yours to the base took some work. And the OS here does not play nicely with whatever you are. You should have access to select subsystems of the stack now. Minae... I hate saying her fucking name. Looks to have repurposed some of them so not everything is functional. Comms are shot, the generator is only partially working, and one of the retrieval drones is missing. I'll just call her Mina from now on, like I'm kind of tired of trying to say her name properly. But I booted up the Bay's mapping systems and sample storage. The lab is also online with an analysis tool and an integrated taxonomy for logging creatures. Take a look. I've already logged the creatures we discovered on our last dive. For any logged creatures, I'll also put sample requests in their taxonomy entries. Oh, come on. To fulfill these requests, just find and transfer the samples to the lab, then analyze them. It needs to stop happening. I can then use data to add to the creature study we need to register these species. Head down to the lab level and take a look. I'll also mark sample requests on the dive map. That way we can grab key samples for our studies while we are out in the ocean. When we're going back out soon. While you were offline, I spotted a signal, a suit transponder. You can see its location on the dive map. I want to find it. A suit transponder means a suit, and a suit means Mina. Doesn't necessarily mean her. It could be someone else, or it could be her dad. Need your help. I'll need your help. That suit takes both of us to pilot it, and it's the only one I've got. Once you're done exploring the base load into the dive map, we can head out from there. Okay. Person log 2216. Ellery Vaz. Mina is gone and she left behind one hell of a mess. This base is falling apart, cannibalized to build way stations out in the ocean. The communications array sliced away, life support failing. Where did she even commandeer this research base from? There's no way Baiko would have supplied it willingly after what she did to them. What did she call me out here for? To witness her disappearance? Or did she simply want me to encounter, as she did, the impossible life of this ocean? How could it have gone ignored for hundreds of years of exploration and conquest? There are too many questions to even begin. All I can do is keep an account of whatever happens here, so that if I can't answer these questions, someone else might. It'll be weeks, maybe months, until the next ship passes close enough to pick up my shuttle transponder. Till then, I'm alone. This place is unbelievably important, our first contact with life beyond Earth, but something else is happening here too, and I need to know what it is. Damaged. Automatic repair not possible. Off-site assistance needed. Contact Baiko. Sporecatcher Legulus striatus. Sporecatchers are small, soft-bodied creatures which move quickly through the water by using siphon jets. Their mantles stripes with bright colors. I'll just read this stuff and then I'll end. Stripes with bright colors that shift as they swim. Now the creatures can modify their movements through the water with precise flapping motions. Watching them navigate the water is hypnotic. Their rapid turns and loops showing incredible agility, flitting through the water like a bat or bird. Sporecatchers use this wide range of movement to pursue the various fungal spores that are produced by the reef stalks. The sporecatchers seem to be highly selective about which spores they wish to consume, suggesting that analysis of the stalk spores might tell us more about the sporecatcher's behavior and diet. Myometia, soft bodies, arthropelta, jointed shells. Stalk scraper, Nubulus strigulus. Alright. Good night, love you too. Stalk scrapers are large translucent shelled creatures with distinctive swimming motion, which feed primarily on stalk colonies. Surprisingly nimble despite their size, stalk scrapers use some of their modified limbs to swim through the water and others to scrape away the chitinous membrane of the stalks. This is tolerated by the stalks to some degree, although they will also deploy shrill sacs to scare the scrapers away. Stalk scrapers seem to be one of the more socially active of the reef creatures and will call to each other when grazing or when frightened. Each specimen has a unique cloud pattern on its shell. I wonder how these are formed and what the significance is within communities. fungi novi, fungi Caulodia fungal stacks, reef stack Caulus cautis. Probably butchering these scientific names, but whatever. Reef stalks are fungal life forms which take the form of a series of stalks and plates anchored to rocky substrates. Their chitin exterior ranges in color from dark amber to acid yellow, leading them to resemble oversized lichens. This outer membrane is marked with slits which expand and contract, producing a distinctive hum. These slits or pores also allow both the release of spores by each colony and the absorption of other colonies' spores. Come on. I'm using this term for ease, but are these really seeds or something else? Both the hum and the spore exchange seem to be part of a complex communication network between individual stock patches, or colonies. However, like earth fungi, the visible part of these stalks may only be a small part of their overall mass. What network might connect these colonies beneath the ground? Singstalk Caulus cantrix. Singstalks are towering fungal stalks that, through swaying, produce a distinctive hum or groan. Part of the stalk ecology found on the central reef, the precise role of singstalks is particularly obscure. Their singing seems to connect with the sonic communication between stalks, as seen from the stalk use of shrill sacs as an alarm mechanism. But what they are communicating remains unclear. Notably, singstalks are often coated in sporing fungal growths, which release spores as the stalks sway through the water. These spores, released high up in the water column, cover a large area of the reef. There's something tree-like in the structure of the singstalks, so much so that they give the impression of an underwater fungal forest, strange yet familiar. Signalstalk Caulus nuntius. Signalstalks are tall, thin, bubble-coated stalks which are often found beside other stalk colonies. Like other cauloids, signalstalks have a chitin exterior, but unlike other species, they feature prominent irising pores that allow them to produce large bubbles. The large bubbles I've named shrill sacs. Through this, the signalstalks act as the protectors of stalk colonies. The shrill sacs breaching when predators approach, resulting in a warning screech that causes nearby stalks to retract. This makes them a target for creatures which graze on the stalks, and only some colonies are able to maintain a signal stalk and protector. But how do these stalks produce their bubbles, and what dictates their growth patterns? Further analysis of their physical products and structure should help. Plants, bacteria, plantae novae, and bacteria. Medical assessment due. 34% efficiency. Inactive. Okay. It does show a message log, which is good at least. So if I do miss anything, I can look back at it. But yeah, I'll save and quit. This is great. I love the music. I love the concept. 4%. An hour and 10 minutes. Not bad. Alrighty. I'm pretty sure. There's nobody here anymore. But it is what it is. We'll see if there's anyone to raid or not. Doesn't matter. But I did see gamer lurking. Um, Let me see. Uh,
For the follow, thank you for the lurk, Rayok. I think I'm saying your name right. Let me know if I'm saying that wrong.
Seems someone else is streaming this. They seem. No, they are way farther in. And I kind of don't want to be, spoiled. They do some chill. But it's unfortunate. Um, I guess I could just go to Haggard. I haven't seen him in a little bit. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. It was a pretty good stream. Annoying about bits and bops fucking up at the last second. And all the other games I wanted to stream not cooperating. Um, what was the first thing I streamed? Right, it was Balatro. That was alright. Probably not gonna stream it again. Um, wasn't bad. It was just kind of like whatever. Um, yeah, I think I'll keep going. I might stream tomorrow for a bit. If I do, it'll probably be to try to get the last level of bits and bops, and then continue with In Other Waters. So yeah, it'll probably be that. In Other Waters would be my main story game, and then probably do something similar to Blatro, is like the short game I can replay and just do runs here and there. Probably not Blatro though, because he was a bit boring. I'm not gonna lie. It's a lot more of a by myself type of game, in my opinion. I really don't have much to say when I'm playing it. Except there's really no skill involved. Don't really like luck based stuff that much in the first place, especially not to stream it. Um, but yeah, I'm sure there's some other stuff I can find. Um, yeah, no, I can try to do Five Nights at Freddy's on the Steam Deck just to see what it's like. Um, but yeah, that's basically it. Um, Sound like always, it's basically a replayable game, something like a roguelike or rhythm game. Basically, roguelike, a rhythm game slash smaller game, and then a story game. Those are usually the three I have in my rotation. So, story game is In Other Waters. And probably the short game will be Five Nights at Freddy's if it works. Then I'll find some roguelike to fucking play in between. We'll see if Homestuck works. I'm not really counting on it really working, because there was a little bit of lag here and there with these games, but we'll see. Anyways, I'm not sure if any of this is even going through because it's lagging like a bitch. But whatever. Appreciate the lurkers. I saw Gamer in Crisis lurking. I know, Honeywheat and Kelsey were looking and talking for a bit. Appreciate everyone in the stream, lurkers, people watching the VOD. Again, I apologize for not streaming for a bit. I'm not saying anything, but I'll try to be more proactive with that from now on. We'll see. I'll try to stream probably around the same time. Late afternoon, early evening, 2 or 3 hours. Yeah, that's about it. It's the plan. I'll let you guys know in the Discord if anything shifts, if I change any games, or if I can't stream, or if I'm streaming early or whatever. Yeah. That's that. Appreciate everybody. Hopefully see you tomorrow. If not, I'll see you eventually within the week. Yeah. Because of a good weekend. I will see you later. Let's raid out to Haggard. If he should still be streaming. Yeah. Playing a bunch of stuff right now. Yeah. Appreciate you guys. See you hopefully tomorrow. Okay. Peace out.